And here we go. How you guys doing today? HMK here with the final battle, the final world trailer analysis and secrets for Kingdom Hearts 3. We have a lot to cover. Now, a good chunk of it is, what we saw in movies already. So, when we get to those points, we don't have to really get in too down and dirty with those segments. But with the Kingdom Hearts parts, that's going to be a bit of a doozy. So I'm going to do my best to break down as much as I can going into this final trailer. And of course, if I miss anything or if anything else that you guys pick up, please leave it in the comment section below. And be sure to like, favorite, share, and most importantly, subscribe to HMK. It really helps out a lot. So let's get right into it with the arrow key. If this thing will just go like, all right, let's go. Let's do it. All right. Let's go play it forward. Alcohol reference, fantasy violence. We all know the whole shebang. Now, this is already a big scene in itself. Xehanort is using what's probably his no-name Keyblade, or probably he has a version of no-name that is the Keyblade or anything like that, because he is summoning Kingdom Hearts, and you do see multiple Keyblades around him that are the other no-names. Now, I have a big theory about this, but it's probably more than likely true for the most part and whatnot. And I just want to say that this big speech that Sora gives in the beginning is like, they can take your world, they can take your heart, strip you from everything you know. But if it's your fate, that every step forward is a step closer to home. And I'm like, no, come on, let's go. So Xehanort is definitely summoning Kingdom Hearts like he does. Oh no! All right, there we go. Wait, are we in? All right, so he's summoning Kingdom Hearts, and you see multiple no names around him at the giant pillar where he's done so before in Birth by Sleep. Now, you can't see the rest of them, but I'm go ahead and assuming that there are 13 no-names, and the reason why there's 13 of them, with one being in Xehanort's hand, is because those are the duplicate Keyblades that are promised to the other Seekers of Darkness by holding his heart. That's how he kind of goads some of them into his ring, including Braig, most notably Xigbar. He wants to get a Keyblade, he wants to have a Keyblade, and by doing the process of getting Norded, he will have his own Keyblade. And I feel that those are the 13 keys that represent the 13 Seekers of Darkness. And of course, they're floating around Master Xehanort. It's unknown if we're going to see them truly be wielded by the other Seekers of Darkness, but I feel that's what the take is. So he goes ahead, summons Kingdom Hearts, and yikes, this Kingdom Hearts looks very, very, very scary. And I had a couple of theories swarming around about this, and I put out a video not too long ago about the true color or the true eyes of Kingdom Hearts, and that the two Kingdom Hearts entities we've seen before are blue and yellow. And this, matter of fact, I feel is blue and yellow. The two colors that represent the previous Kingdom Hearts before is going to be the true Kingdom Hearts. A lot of people say that this is Kingdom Hearts being swallowed by the darkness. I don't believe that, because that's what Xehanort doesn't want anymore. Because the reason why he's trying to summon Kingdom Hearts is to balance out the light and darkness. And for Kingdom Hearts to be consumed by the darkness again would go against his plans, against his wishes, like they've done so way back when during the first Keyblade War. So he's actively trying to avoid that. So I don't think this is Kingdom Hearts being swallowed by the darkness. I just think this is the true form of Kingdom Hearts, looking around there. And as you see down here, you can actually see, hey, there he is. That's Xehanort, but he's not moving or anything, because we do see animation. Ooh, no, that is not. All right, there we go. We do see animation in this. Why is this going? Oh boy, these key locks. All right, we do see animation going on in this segment of the world of Kingdom Hearts being changing in color. We do see the color around it, silver giving way to black and white and all that stuff. Everything is moving, but he isn't moving. He's very, very stationary. So I feel that this is a scene that'll be worked on. That has been worked on when the game releases. So this is like a preliminary scene that will be, more, I would say, animated or more active when the game comes out in January 29th or 24th in Japan. Here we see Sora looking at what I feel could be Kingdom Hearts, and he's holding the Big Hero 6 Keyblade, which is weird, but I mean, I'll take it. That could have been the Kingdom Key, but yeah, and it seems that Sora's on his knees, because you see back here, you see his shoe, so he's on his knees looking at what's going on, and it's like, oh no. And then the next scene we see here is a very sad scene of Aqua getting consumed by the darkness. But I feel that Aqua is getting consumed by the darkness of Xehanort's heart, because the darkness is starting at her chest region where the heart would be, and this is the process of her getting Norded. She probably had a run into Ansem, didn't have a Keyblade on her. Ansem bodied her and then Norded her, and this is her falling into the darkness of the process of her getting Norded. Because we actually haven't seen someone truly get Norded, we just seen like the before and after. So it's cool to see if this will be the process of someone getting Norded. And I'm like, okay, I'm down for that. You know, the hearts will be joined to mine. Here we have various members of the real organization now sitting, not really sitting, but standing on their new thrones, because this definitely mirrors what we saw in the place where nothing gathers, which is the throne room within the world that never was, in the castle that never was. And we see various members of the organization. Not all of them are filled out because there are certain pillars where we don't see anyone standing here. We see 1, 2, 3, 4 people standing here right now. So I'm guessing this is like in mid-meeting. And we can already see who these people are. Luxord is over here. Demix is right here with Sitar. This is Larxene. That's Marluxia. And over on this side, you can tell right now what his hair style is Vex. So we already see certain members of the organization. They're all not filled out at this point, but we do see other takes within this trailer where we'll see more members of the organization, whoever they are. Whoever that person is, because there's still one that's hooded. Here we see Olympus getting bodied. As we saw in the movie Hercules, so that's nothing really new. We can skip over it. We see this part of Monsters Incorporated get slammed by explosions, and oh no, like this is getting pretty wild. Like Mike Wazowski, no, my boy. And then we see this portion in Toy Story, which is completely new because Toy Story is running off a new script that takes place after 2. And then this is I made a joke about this earlier, but like, oh, Buzz got Norded, he got bodied, but I'm pretty sure he's being sucked up by that spaceship, alien ship enemy we saw earlier in previous trailers. It's not something we were able to fight in Kingdom Hearts, but definitely something that we've seen before in previous trailers. So he is getting swooped up. Ooh, there goes Buzz. And I feel that this is leading into the boss fight, or leading out of the boss fight of that giant that giant alien ship. Because it could be possible that you beat it and then Buzz gets sucked up and then it goes away and then you have to go run it off. Here's a scene that we see from Tangled, you know, Rapunzel arguing with Mother Gothel. So that's nothing really new, but I'm glad to see how well these worlds and how well these movies are represented in the Kingdom Hearts games, in Kingdom Hearts 3, the Kingdom Shader. And here we have, I'm pretty sure his name is Maximus. I keep forgetting his name. Maximus with Flynn, Donald on top of Sora, and Goofy behind Sora. That's looking like that. The fact that Maximus is carrying all of them, I'm like, yo, that's okay. Yeah, you put it in the work, and he's gonna go uphill like that. Whoa, that's what I call an uphill battle. Here we have Sora in the Winnie the Pooh 100 Acre Wood, and Tigger, the boy Tigger is here, and you know Sora is really happy to see him. And there we have it, the confirmation of your boy Scrooge McDuck. And here we have Sora interacting with Remy. I feel it's like the first time we truly get to see Remy and Sora interact, and the little high five they do is something that we did see in the movie Ratatouille, where, you know, not Ratatouille, but Remy high fives the human. I am drawing a blank on his name, but whatever, that's not the important part. The important part is Sora and Remy. So here we have another scene from Frozen where, you know, she's probably singing Let It Go. I want to see Let It Go rendition in Kingdom Hearts. I'm really excited to see that. But it seems that Sora is witnessing Elsa Let It Go, and she's going to be building the entirety of the giant ice castle that she does in the movie Frozen. And then the scene that tugged at my heart in the movie and in Kingdom Hearts 3 is when Anna, where she's you know, fallen to the affliction of the frozen heart. If you guys seen Frozen, this is a very you know, very sad scene that we're gonna see roll out in Kingdom Hearts. So that's very, very, you know, this thing got me when I saw it in the Kingdom Shader, and once again it's being represented so well in Kingdom Hearts 3. I just can't wait for this game to come out. And then here we have Davy Jones fighting with Jack Sparrow, another scene we saw from Pirates of the Caribbean at Worlds. And I gotta say, personally, I think Davy Jones looks a lot better than he did in previous trailers of Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm not saying he looks a lot better than the movie, because I mean that movie is like straight up budget, but his model in this game looks a lot better than what we've seen before. And I cannot wait for this boss fight. And later on in this trailer, you do see confirmed that Davy Jones is a boss, and oh, is he a boss? So here we have Baymax fighting with Sora against the Dark Baymax. Baymax Norton, nah, I'm just a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. So here we have Dark Baymax and Baymax going at it, going down the city skyline of San Francisco. And here we have the confirmation of the boy. Stitch is a link or a summon. You know, it's called links, but we still call them summons because they work like summons. So Stitch is here. And he is definitely not doing the same thing we saw him do in Kingdom Hearts 2 because that is busted. But still, I feel that, you know, a Plasma encounter could be something that could be really fun, but it's definitely not going to be as busted as Stitch was in Kingdom Hearts 2 because summons don't work like that anymore. They're mostly attack-based. And here we have the boy, Riku, confirmed to be playable. I actually did a video on this specific segment, which I'll leave in the description box, where I break down the differences between Riku and Sora. TLDR, Riku does not have a focus bar, no shot lock. He does not have a link bar, no links. He has his own situation commands. We can see right here he's casting Dark Faraga, and it's lit up right there. And then according to translators, I want to make sure that I'm right about it, but according to certain translators, in the Japanese version of the trailer, he has different attacks that he can utilize on his shortcut menu. And a lot of people think Dark Thunder, but I really don't think it was Dark Thunder. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see. And he is, oh no, he is definitely fighting the demons, the demon tide, the devil's tide, the devil's wave. He's fighting that. We have not seen the end of this thing. Oh my lord. And that, hey yo, Dark Faraga is doing chunks to him. Look at that bar drop. And then, of course, Riku does have his own moveset, his own jumping animation, and then we see him do a very sweet spin attack with the Keyblade Braveheart, and you can see the Braveheart stars coming out of the Keyblade. It looks really nice, and it seems that Riku's going to keep a lot of his dark abilities that he did from previous games, even though, you know, he mastered the darkness, and it looks like he'll still be utilizing the darkness. Here we have a little segment of the Ratatouille Keyblade transformation into the frying pan. Now here's a quick stop of what the Keyblade could look like and whatnot. Right before it transforms, we can see the Eiffel Tower is being the most base of the key. We see at the handle, we see 2 wine bottles, alcohol reference. And it transforms into a frying pan, and look at that, he's using those wines, those cooking wines, to cook in the frying pan, and those forks and knives and spoons around him are probably going to end up being something that keeps enemies away, that does damage to certain enemies. And here we go, which is a really interesting emblem that we see. It could mimic the counter shield that we've seen with the Olympus Keyblade, but I don't think it's going to be doing that. He throws it up, and it's going to turn into the frying pan, and the frying pan is just going to boop! And in this form, Sora is in what a lot of people have been calling speed form. It's not been confirmed yet, but it's the green outfit that he gets with certain Keyblade transformations. The frying pan, boom! And as you see, there's a situation command right now waiting on Donald Meteor. If you actually go to the Japanese website of Kingdom Hearts 3, they have little snippet videos of certain animations and things of the game that you can see. And when fighting with friends, you can see Sora and Donald casting Donald Meteor, and it's actually pretty lit. So go check that out. And here he slams on the Heartless, and he's cooking up some good old heat. Now, here are the part where it comes to the rare Heartless that we're going to have to do weird games with them in order to unlock certain things, and I would assume synthesis materials for certain things in Kingdom Hearts 3. We've seen this before in the Tangled world, and now we see it in the Toy Box world, and here we have it in the the Caribbean, which is weird, which is really weird. And now we do know that this is Port World. We do go back to Port World, which is kind of wild, because I thought Nomura did say that we're not going to go to any old maps, and this is definitely Port World, where we saw before in Kingdom Hearts 2 and in the movie. So yeah, there you have it. So he's firing a cannonball, smacks that dude up, and here we have Big Hero 6, where in San Francisco it seems that we are, you know, jumping up around on these weird flan Heartless. I want to call them flan, or, you know, dessert. You know, they look very sweet. Here we have a dancing minigame, which looks really cool. We see Flynn Rider just dancing around Sora. That looks kind of weird. It's like, hey, look at me dance, yo, boy. And then we have Sora dancing around with random people, which is cool. You know, they're clapping around, and here we go, Sora with the breakdancing move, which is funny because this is definitely in line with Ventus's breakdance move, which you do the break command in Birth by Sleep, and, you know, it's definitely that. Now, here is a huge kicker, and it's not because of the Heartless that we see here, which is a very cool tower-esque horse-looking Heartless. It looks pretty fun, pretty cool. The big kicker is that the situation command, guys, what is this command? What is going on? It's Rage Form. What What is Rage Form, Nomura? What is this Rage Form that you speak of? So we do know we have second form as a situation command for the Kingdom Key. And here, obviously, Sora is running the Frozen Keyblade. And the Frozen Keyblade ain't giving him Rage Form. The Frozen Keyblade is giving him Blizzard Claws and Blizzard Blades. But Rage Form, Nomura, what is going on, buddy? My biggest take on what Rage Form could be is that Sora has to deal a lot with his emotions and getting angry with this game, especially since Roxas is still within him. Roxas is a very, very emotional and a very angry individual. So it could be possible that, and I'm just going out on a limb here, that Rage Form could be Sora channeling Roxas at a certain point in the game. But whatever it is, it sounds awesome, it sounds badass, it sounds scary. I'm ready for Rage Form. Rage Awaken, my boy. But at the end of the day, it could be Sora tapping into this this game's version of Anti-Form. But we'll have to wait and see. But Rage Form, like, you're scary. That's scary. You scary, Rage Form. But it seems I want to go out on a limb and assume that Rage Form is probably only going to be available once you take a certain amount of damage, because it seems that before he gets hit by this dude, like, obviously his health bar is down and then it's going down even more. But we'll have to wait and see. Now here's another kicker of Sora diving into the water of Pirates of the Caribbean, and it looks like you'll be navigating pretty well. Now one big thing is that I want people to notice is that once you hit the water, the Jack Sparrow icon, which represents Jack Sparrow on your party, rolls away. So it looks like Jack Sparrow won't be joining you underwater. So the underwater gameplay is purely going to be Sora, Donald, and Goofy, because I doubt there's a real way for Jack Sparrow to breathe underwater and to attack and fight like Sora, Donald, and Goofy can underwater. So I feel that's a very cool addition, a very cool take they put into this game. Jack Sparrow's icon rolls away and you will continue moving around, and I hope navigating this time around in the water is fun, because it seems that Sora will be navigating using the Keyblade. I don't want it to be anything like Atlantico, but I want to believe that it's fun for the most part. And here we have in the shortcuts, when you use magic underwater, it turns into different types of magic, specifically Sea Fire, Sea Blizzard, and Sea Thunder. Kira is still there, and as we see here, this is Sora casting Sea Blizzard, and you can definitely tell the animation is different. It webs out a little bit more, does a good amount of damage, and I hope it does more damage than that, because I mean that's like a good little chunk. But of course this could be a boss. Look at that health. Look at that health. Okay, so it didn't do that much damage. Rip. So, moving forward, this seems to be a mini-game type deal, because we have a time and a score where you have to pilot a Gigas through a gauntlet type thing. And whatever this world looks like, it seems very pseudo-realistic, and I want to dare say this looks like something that we could see out of a Final Fantasy game. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, because what I'm saying is that this area does not look like Toy Story. Even the Gigases, they're more subdued in color. So, Nomura, what is this? What is going on? But I'm really excited for this, because when I played the demo and I was controlling the Gigases, I'm telling you guys right now, is very fun. And the fact that they made a minigame out of the Gigases, I am all for it. You'll see me on live stream. I will suck my life into this type of minigame. So it's, I'm ready, punch that dude. Yeah, let's get it. Here we have it, the boss fight against Davy Jones. And it looks like this is the Flying Dutchman. And Sora is using the High Wind transformation against Davy Jones. He is poking him out. And I just want to say, look at my boy Davy Jones' health bar. Whoa! That is insane. Let's count them off, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 health bars for Davy Jones' boss fight. That's insane. End level world, maybe, but yo, he's going in. And as you see here, Sora also doesn't activate, but he has the situation command ready for Goofy Bombarder. That's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see what that's like. So he transforms the Keyblade as he's smacking up Davy Jones. Ooh, this boss fight is going to be great. And then here we have another icky, gooey boss fight. Is this what fear looks like? This is nasty. What the? I'm guessing this is an unverse, because unverse usually you have to deal with red when it comes to their eyes or mouths or anything like that. So this is one nasty looking unverse that you summon here, Vanitas. Disgusting. Here we have Sora chasing up a Heartless up Rapunzel's tower. And I gotta say, this Heartless, this giant, plant-based tree Heartless looks really cool. I really like the design of this one. And once again, that was a lot of bars for the boss, man. What's with these bars, yo? And then here we have it, the new form of the battle of God knows how many Heartless nobodies and Unverse. Like that's a lot. And you can see right now, I'm gonna play it regularly for a good segment. That this portion of the battle, it seems very taxing on whatever console you have, because you can tell right now a bunch of Heartless in the background is running at a slower frame rate than the action is when you fight certain Heartless in front of you, which is cool because I mean, like, this is a lot to render, so I'm not gonna sandbag Square Enix or Xbox or PlayStation, because that is that's a doozy. They did something similar for that for the Battle of 1,000 Heartless in Kingdom Hearts 2, so I am not you know, messing with that. Here we have Trinity Guard, which is a waiting situation command. I want to see what that's like, and it looks like the enemy bar right here is showcasing how many enemies are left. And if the bar shows, the yellow bar shows the amount of enemies left on the battlefield, Sora, you got a long way to go, and I'm really excited for this particular battle of 1,000, a battle of God knows how many Heartless nobodies and numbers. Let's go. And then here we have a segment where it cuts to Lee and Kari with Kari's old Kingdom Hearts 2 clothes, them eating sea salt ice cream. And then you can see behind Kari, it seems like she's writing on a notepad, or it seems like some sort of book or anything like that. So that she's probably, you know, jotting down notes of how Keyblades are working, how what kind of strategy she can use in terms of fighting with Keyblades or whatever, or, you know, or basically a diary of her time with Lee. And Lee looks so uninterested in what she has to say. And one thing I want to point out is that Kyrie's voice in this segment sounds fine, because I'm pretty sure she's being voiced by Alison Stoner this time around. It sounds fine, but later on in the trailer, it sounds wonky. And I want to make sure that I'm not the only one feeling that. So, yeah. So, oh, whoa, no. She basically tells Lee, is like, oh, so tomorrow, you and me in the ring. You ready? Don't hold back, Lee, you promise? Which is definitely a quote that Xion said. And we see that in action, because Lee looks over to Kari and sees a very blurred image of Xion. You know, he doesn't remember her because of what happened in 358 Days or 2. But, you know, Kari is definitely a footnote of how he could possibly remember her eating sea salt ice cream. So that's a very sad, endearing way. Oh, Sora is mad! And then here we have Sora trying to stop young Xehanort, and then he swipes through him, doesn't work, and young Xehanort tells him to find the hearts connected to yours, which is a quote that Xigbar said in an earlier Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer around E3. And it looks like there's going to be a tagline for all the organization members messing around with Sora. Marluxia's going to say it, Larxine's going to say it, Luxor's probably going to say it, Demyx is probably going to say it, so I'm ready for that. You know, find the hearts connected to yours. Oh no, and then he's like, what? And then here we have Saïx. The boy looks great. I'm gonna say he looks especially well in the Kingdom Share. And he's talking to an unknown member of the organization, and he's like, oh, I will hate to have you come back. I hate to have you invited back to the organization only to fail to deliver the final vessel. The final vessel probably is gonna be Sora. Who this guy is, oh my lord, I don't know. I want to go out on a limb. There's people saying it could be Roxas, it could be Lee, it could be Xion. I want to go out on a limb and say it might be Zexion, aka Ienzo. And this is probably a point after Ienzo tries to help Sora reclaim Roxas or whatever. And then Demyx, as we saw, brought Ansem, or who we assume to be Ansem, back to Ienzo. And then I feel like a whole combination of events is going to, you know, have Ienzo or Zexion feel guilty of what has happened in the past, especially to Ansem the Wise, and that the organization is going to hold something over him so that they have a guy on the inside when addressing Sora and whatnot, and eventually Zexion will betray Sora and company and, you know, put up that facade. But I don't think he's going to do it like completely willingly. I think he's going to do it very, you know, like he doesn't want to do it. So I feel that my money right now is that this dude might be Zexion. All right, that's my money, that this specific guy. And it's funny because he's about to take off his hood, and they decide to like cut it off before he takes off his hood, and I'm like, okay, like he's about to take off his hood. There's no way we're gonna see it because it just cuts off to Venus literally knocking Sora's Keyblade away. Wild. So he's like, joy in your heart, and then you can see Ventus looking sleepy within Sora. It's like, joy in your heart, what mine? And it's like, let me in, let me in. Like, and yo, Venus is so much, you know, more interesting this time around, and like the darkness and the way he's holding his Keyblade. I am ready for Vania's boss fight in Monsters Incorporated, Monstropolis. Let's get it. Here we have Pete talking with Maleficent. He's like, where are we supposed to be looking? And he's like, a Keyblade War is upon us. Now in Japanese, Pete said, where exactly is this box? And then Maleficent said, at the Keyblade War. But of course, you know, the dialogue is going to be very scrupulous. It's going to be very differentiating and whatnot, but that's what they say. And you know, it looks like Maleficent really has a good head on her shoulders, because she knows that stuff is about to go down and she wants to get the box and dip. Here we have Sora talking with Kirthi, and Kirthi says, haven't you already figured out how to restore a heart even already after it's lost or whatever? And I feel that that's basically the entirety of the journey of Kingdom Hearts 3, especially with Roxas being the main catalyst to that point. And Sora is looking like, I don't think I know that. I know how to restore a sleeping heart. I don't know how to restore a heart that's gone. So you're gonna have to get back at me with that later. So yeah. Here we have Sykes talking with Lee, and then Sykes like, oh, in time I woke him to a new purpose. My big assumption to this is that Lee and Sykes are talking about their days when they were younger in Radiant Garden, of what they were trying to do, what they were planning to do, whatever they were trying to do with the castle in Radiant Garden. And I feel that they're conversing about their ideals, about what they want to do as younger children, not even children, but teenagers. And then Sykes is saying, oh, I woke up to a grander purpose, man. I'm here with Xehanort, so that's what I'm going to do. And then he's just basically warning him. He's like, yo, get in our way. You're going to get bodied. And let me tell you later in this trailer. Mickey talks with Sora saying, we're all in this together, Sora. Kari's right. You don't have to do this all alone. And then he's going to have to do this all alone. Here we have the mansion at Twilight Town. I really want them to go more into the lore of this mansion. Please, God, please. And then Ansem's like, please, I've already created enough victims. In Japanese, he says, I don't want to sacrifice anyone else. And then Ansem says, all the children you sacrifice, the research you've done sacrifice so many children. And then all the children sacrifice in the name of your research. And I'm like, that's wild, because if you deal with the answer reports, the Xehanort reports, all those stuff within Kingdom Hearts, you would know that Ansem did experiment on Heartless, on people, in order to understand how Heartless worked. And this could mean that he actually did experiment on children in order to see how Heartless would work. But then again, those specific reports were written by Xehanort, who took Ansem's name. So it could be possible that previous experiments were done in the name of research and messed up a lot of children. But then again, he could just say that, oh, your research led to the Heartless opened up the Heart of the Worlds, it messed up Hollow Bastion, and all the kids in Hollow Bastion, like, were sacrificed, yada yada yada. We'll have to wait and see. So we're continuing forward, and this scene that's coming up next is wild, because here we have Repliku. Guys, this is Repliku. You're gonna tell me that's Dadariku. No. So this is Repliku with the Soul Eater and yellow eyes. I mean, at the same time, it could be Dadariku. I mean, like, we're gonna have to wait and see. And he's fighting actual Riku, while Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, in his regular suit, is watching the battle. And I guess it's like, oh, the two boys that I've messed around with in the past by taking one vessel and then constantly harass this other one. Let's see them battle out for God knows whatever reason. And you know, the one thing that kind of tilts me is that you're telling me Riku, older, has a big, gigantic, new, brand spanking new Keyblade, is a Keyblade master, is having trouble against something that is not him, a inferior version of him, wielding Soul Eater. You're telling me Soul Eater is gonna stand up to Braveheart like that? No. Yo, Riku, body this man! I'm sorry, but that's the fight that's going on, and I'm pretty sure this is happening at the Keyblade Graveyard after that giant arc or city thing has been summoned, and this is part of the Keyblade War. Here we have Sora talking with young Xehanort, which seems to be San Francisco. I mean, it's a street, it's right there. And he tells me, he's like, there's a high price to pay for wielding such power so foolishly. And then Sora's like, what are you talking about? So what? And then young Xehanort says those chilling words, there's no saving you. Oh no. Oh, Ben Diskin, no. Like, stop. So here we have, that's the Devil's Tide, the Devil's Wave. When will Follow the Devil's Wave. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go away. Stop it. Leave our people alone, man. So Sora is fighting with the other Keyblade warriors, slashes up Heartless. There goes Riku, slashes up another Heartless with the Braveheart. And there goes Kairi, putting in the work with Destiny's Embrace, slashing another Heartless. And then here we have a very interesting scene where it seems that, whoa, no! That's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Yeah, alright, we in this. Alright. So, we see a scene where Riku, Repliku or Data Riku, whatever, is unleashing the darkness within himself. You can still see that he's ignored because his eyes are still yellow right here. And he is unleashing what seems to be a giant version of Master Xehanort. You can see his pointy ears, yellow eyes, and his bald head right here. So, and then of course, you know, this is probably his coat and whatnot. So that's weird. Like Data, Riku, Repliku just unleashes the power of the Nort within him, and out comes a giant Master Xehanort. That's scary. like if the other members can do this, oh, I am ready for a boss fight, boys. So here we have the Devil's Wave, or I should say, one part of the Devil's Wave in the background, you know, just swirling around. Goofy's trying to shield himself from all the Heartless that are falling. We see Kairi, Riku, Donald in the back, Mickey in the back, and we do see Lee's Keyblade over Kairi's. And that's really cool because Lee's Keyblade is constantly lit up like fire. Like the blade is like this kind of crystal looking thing, and then like it's constantly on fire. I really like that design. Let's go. We couldn't really see something like that in Dream Drop Distance, but in this time around, that's really neat. So Goofy's ducking for cover. He's like, oh man, like this is cool. Guys, we are in some deep stuff right now. I really am reconsidering my career options right now. So here we have Lee. It's like, who are you? And here's a big kicker. Now, note, we have this person, whoever this person is, pointing a Keyblade at Lee. Now, let's talk about this, alright? A lot of people are saying, and these are the only two choices it can be. It can either be Roxas or it can be Xion. Reasons why it could be Roxas, because Roxas and Lee fought each other before. This could lead into the scene where Roxas takes off his hood, where he has Oblivion and Oathkeeper, because if you play 358 Days Over 2, he actually transformed 2 Kingdom Keys into Oblivion and Oathkeeper right before he goes for Xemnas at the Dark City. Whatever. That actually wasn't shown off in a cutscene in the 358 Days HD remake. That's something you actually see in gameplay, right? So it could be Roxas because of that. 2, it could be Xion because Xion still wields a Kingdom Key. And Xion's puppet-like appearance in 358 Days Over 2 had her hood up and her zipper neck zipped down a little bit. Roxas never really had that. His zipper neck was always zipped all the way up. And if this was Roxas, then it would be zipped all the way up. But in this case, it's zipped all the way down. So it's kind of like, it kind of looks like that puppet form, that puppet appearance that Xion had in the beginning of 358 over 2 days. So it could be possible that this is Xion. I'm actually leaning a little bit more towards Xion because of that specific trait and specific footnote. But we're gonna have to wait and see. And this is where the yikes begins, guys. Xemnas does his final attack, and you guys know this attack from Kingdom Hearts 2, where he summons a bunch of ethereal blades and just blasts the hell out of you, and just Lee's gonna burn. And then in the background we do see Sax in his Berserker form. This is the form he takes in his boss fight in Kingdom Hearts 2. You couldn't really see it with his eyes and teeth and, you know, glowy or whatever in the past game because his model was running all over the place, but now you actually see it firsthand, straight up right there. And you know, Xemnas is just getting ready to kill this man. I'm very scared for this game. And then you think it stops right here. Sora gets chained up by some purple chains that are in line with the lingering will chains and the chains that come off of the Master Defender Keyblade. So it could be possible that Terra Nort is doing this because Terra being the one that's able to do this, and the fact that they're purple. And here we have Ventus. He looks like he's awake. I think his eyes are open, but maybe he's like in that maybe he's in that state of like, you know, he's awake but not really there and type stuff. And then Sora and Ventus are being tied up. The chains are going in our direction, so I'm guessing that they're tying up more people. And here we have Mickey getting sucked up by a Luxord card. So this is basically everyone getting bodied left and right, like continuously. We see Lee getting trashed by Xemnas and Saix. We see Sora and Ventus getting round up by what I want to assume is Terra Xehanort. And then we see Mickey getting sucked up by a Luxord card. My boy, like, he is getting trashed. And then, oh no, this portion of the scene where we see a laser, a giant laser, just go and hit Donald point blank. And then Donald loses his staff, falls to the floor. And guys, this straight up might be Donald dying. And then others like, oh, but the Goofy scene where Goofy died, he didn't really die. The big difference between that and this is that in Kingdom Hearts, when you start to die or when you start to, you know, lose your life, your body starts to glow, and then white glow particles fade from your body. And that's what we're starting to see with Donald. You know, that's all, folks. Like, literally, Donald might get smoked. He's getting smoked, blocking everyone from this giant laser. And this just is heartbreaking. I'm not gonna lie. So Donald could be dying, and then this is the part where everyone just loses everything. This is probably after Lee got bodied by Xemnas. Kairi tries to guard him. Axel swept up by the Heartless. Donald's dead body, and Goofy and Mickey, you know, getting swept by the darkness as well. And then Sora just watching all of this happening, and he's unable to do anything. My assumption is that he probably loses the ability to wield the Keyblade at the very climax of the Keyblade Graveyard, because Ventus wakes up. There's a bunch of theories surrounding that and stuff, but we're gonna have to truly wait and see. And then Sora, you know, seeing Kairi being, you know, taken away by a gigantic Heartless tornado, which is probably, you know, the Devil's Wave on speed. Just like, whoa, like she's being taken up, and I'm pretty sure all the others have been taken up by the Heartless as well. So this is heartbreaking as well. And then here we have Riku, the final stand against the Heartless, guarding Sora, using the Braveheart to guard Sora. And then in this final speech, Riku tells him, Sora, you don't believe that, I know you don't. I feel that at this point in the game, Sora has completely given up for a point. He has completely given up, watching everything crumble around him for the first time, and he's losing everything. He's experiencing that grief that other characters in this game has experienced, that he's never experienced for himself. It's finally happening to him, and Riku's that last stand between him and Oblivion. And at this point, we see Sora finally lose it. Like this is him finally reaching the breaking point where he's screaming his lungs out, and he's holding his head, and then he just slams the floor. And Tetsuya Nomura, I am defeated. So that's one thing I want to say. There's a theory running around saying that Riku could have died here, because at this point in the lower area right here, we see blue particles. You know, it could be Riku fading away or something like that. A lot of people want to argue that those particles are from Riku guarding against the Heartless, but they're more purple in color from this segment. So it's really up in the air that Riku could die, and that a lot of people have died right in front of Sora's face, and that's, you know, Sora's at the breaking point. He starts crying, he starts screaming, and then the logo comes out, Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, the take I want to say about people potentially dying at this battle in Kingdom Hearts 3, I have a theory that I just put out not too long ago about Scala ad Caelum, which is this world that we see afterwards with these guys in this weird Keyblade looking armor and coat, where Xehanort's like, oh, this is a seat of power. This used to be a seat of power for all Keyblade wielders, where I can be one with my other selves in Scala ad Caelum. I made a theory saying that everything, all the horrible things we saw previously, because I feel that this is after what we saw in the Keyblade Graveyard, everything we've seen previously might be reversed in this gigantic world that we're here to mess around with completely. And this was a giant reveal, and this indeed is looking like it was Cable Town. And here we have Sora at the end with his Keyblade back in tow, and it's time to pre-order Kingdom Hearts 3. So guys, this was a big one. I hope you guys really enjoyed this huge breakdown of the Kingdom Hearts 3 final battle trailer. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you learned anything, leave a like. If you want to leave anything that I probably may have missed, leave in the comment section below. Until the next Kingdom Hearts video, I've been HMK, and I'll check you guys there. That was one take. Whoa.
So you haven't subscribed to HMK yet? Don't piss Xemnas off.